All right, all. Thanks for joining me. So, look, I want to go ahead and react to this Stephen A. Smith video. It's just posted not long ago. And watching this man talk about Trump and how bad the Democrat Party is, it's sort of refreshing, but I mean, I don't know how it's going to turn out. I know that him and Charles Barkley, they can't make up their mind to actually vote for Trump or to endorse him, which they should. I mean, they've given every single reason in the world on the planet to vote for Trump, but they just can't make the connection. It's a very sad thing to watch. But I mean, I don't know. I think the red pill is happening, but it's just not happening fast enough, I don't think. But Stephen A. Smith, he realizes everything that's going on. He can see what's happening. He can see the unfair treatment. He can plainly see that the Democrats cannot beat Trump at the ballot box, like I've been saying. He can clearly see it. All right. This should tell you everything. All right. You know, if somebody like Stephen A. Smith has been studying politics for a long time, I mean, you know, he won't make the crossover, but he's bouncing the ball. So let's check out what Stephen A. Smith's got to say, and I want to react to his video.
Before I get on out of here, I want to touch on this last subject right here because it involves the world of politics. You know, I don't know if you noticed or not, but jury selection began today in a New York courtroom where former President Donald Trump is fighting 34 felony charges. The counts allege Trump falsified business records to cover up a $130,000 hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels in a run.
Just want to interject here. Meanwhile, back at the ranch in New York, you got criminals beating people up, throwing them in front of trains, okay, in the subway. All right. You get people robbing people, migrants all over the place, homeless people laying on the streets. It's wild in New York, okay? It's absolutely wild. But okay, let it continue. Prosecuting Trump.
Up to the 2016 presidential election. If convicted, the charges could land the presumptive Republican presidential nominee in prison. Prosecutors allege Trump reimbursed his former lawyer Michael Cohen for the payment, falsely labeling the checks as legal services and concealing a federal election law violation. Of course, Trump has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a disaster. Somebody needs to tell y'all, so I'm going to tell y'all. Now, I got liberals working for me who will remain nameless, you know, working on my staff and stuff like that. But without looking at them, I'm going to plead to them to understand where I'm coming from. I want to emphasize that I'm not absolving Trump from anything.
We are.
I'm not trying to paint him as some good guy who's being victimized.
Okay. Everybody knows that these trials are garbage, okay? All right. Like I said, all the corruption starts from inside of the courtrooms in New York City. All right. They're letting criminals out of jail. All right. In New York, real criminals. All right. The ones that are doing the awful crimes. They're letting them out of jail. Man, I wish people can just wake up and see what's going on, bro.
That's not what this is about. What this is about is the end game. And people not willing to see the forest from the trees. Understanding the damage that can ultimately be caused. You want Trump gone? Beat him. Beat him.
Steve, they can't beat him, okay? They can't beat Trump. That's their problem. All right, that's their conundrum. They can't beat Trump, so they have to cheat every single election. All right, that's what we've been screaming to the moon, okay? It's like throwing rocks at the moon. You know, they can't defeat him. For policy after policy after policy, what policies of Joe Biden's would be good for all Americans? Name one policy. You can leave a comment. You guys leave a comments. Name one Joe Biden policy that benefit all United States of America, that are American first. Name one. Name one beneficial policy. Nobody knows Joe Biden's policies because there are none. All right, he doesn't have any policies, actually. Okay, just a bunch of incompetent mess going on. All right, it's just nonsense, bro.
Period. Didn't Roe v. Wade get overturned?
Yeah.
Isn't there millions upon millions of women out there who are diametrically opposed to that decision? Wasn't it Trump?
They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be trying. They shouldn't be. If you don't want to have a baby, you shouldn't be getting pregnant. Hello?
Initially bragging, the one that was bragging about how he was responsible for the overturning of Roe v. Wade?
Trump put the decision back into the state's hands, which is where it should be. Okay, if the liberal cities want to do this with their children and they want to destroy their families, they should do that. Okay, but if the red states and the conservatives don't want to do that, shouldn't have to federally. Okay, all right, Stephen.
Before the GOP got up in them and said, "Stop saying that. You might cost yourself the election because you got a whole bunch of women out there that are appalled by that decision," and then he reversed course, not completely with Roe v. Wade. But in terms of the amount of time that should be allowed before you're allowed to have an abortion, or the amount of time that should span before you can ultimately cut off the possibility of being able to have an abortion. These are the kind of things that Trump has been involved with. You've got that going on.
Oh, bro, watching these people, I just feel like I'm like getting less smarter. I'm losing brain power listening to this stuff. It's crazy. But I'm going to listen so I can react to it and let you guys know what I think about what he's saying, because Stephen A. Smith to me is he's oblivious. Okay, he's got so many liberal friends. They want to allow him to vote for Trump. He better not endorse Trump, okay, on their networks.
You've got an economy that the Democrats want to say is thriving. We've got an inflation issue that they say is not really an issue. You just
The reason why the Democrats saying that the economy is thriving is because they're criminals. Okay, they stole tax dollars. They're laundering money. Yeah, of course it sounds good to them. Your welfare recipients, they're all on the left. They're all in the liberal cities. They're getting free money. That's why they said the economy for them is great. Yeah, some of my family members on welfare. They're taking trips everywhere. Okay. They literally receive food stamps, but they magically, mysteriously got a lot of money to go on vacation. Why? Because they get food stamps and have to pay for food. We pay cash for everything. All right. So the only people that the economy is doing great for are people who are criminals. Basically, you see all the criminals are running up in stores, stealing stuff. What you think they're doing? They're selling it. Okay. They're making a lot of money selling stolen goods. That's what everybody does when the Democrats are in office. They steal. Okay. They steal. Yeah, the economy's great for them. It's wonderful. But for the hardworking, patriotic business owner, it's not. Why? Because all of our tax dollars are being sent overseas. We're funding entitlement programs like welfare. Everybody wants free health care. How about this? Take care of yourself. Stop going to the doctor so much. All right. Everybody want free health care for everyone. You want to run to the hospital every time you start coughing. Where they do that at? Why don't you start taking better care of your body? Why don't you take vitamins and minerals for a change? Why don't you try to eat right? Stop sipping down syrup sodas every 5 seconds. So yeah, people are receiving food stamps, using government food stamps to buy things. Yeah, they're going to be not complaining right now. They got free food, bro. You know how much food costs right now? It's free for them, but not for us. Okay.
It's calculating what's really transpiring. We've got an unemployment rate worthy of being stomached. It's not bloated. What's the problem? Do you know what kind of position you're putting yourself in if you're the Democrats? Listen to me, my liberal fellas and ladies. Listen to me. Did it ever occur to you that Iran dropping bombs or trying to drop bombs or send drones and missiles and all of this stuff to Israel could potentially be deemed as a bad look by the United States?
No, because they don't care about war in the liberal cities. Okay, it's not close to home. All right, they don't care anything about none of that. Really, the conservatives take a strong stance on avoiding wars, not Democrats. The Democrats don't give They don't give a damn about none of that, really. Or they'll fund both sides of the war like they've been doing. All right. They don't even realize they did it, probably. All right. They gave Iran all that money, and now look what's happening. All right. They're not looking at it like a conservative would look at it. Conservatives, we can see that this is going to be a problem if we give certain people money. Trump would have never gave Iran that money. Okay. Why? Because Iran's known for doing things like this. Okay. Drone strikes, sending missiles. Yeah, the people are not paying attention to that kind of stuff, Stephen A. You're only hearing about it because you're concerned. You're trying to figure out what's going on. You really actually want to know. Some of these people don't want to know. They don't care. All right. The bottom line is that the criminals are in charge of our country right now. That's why we have open borders. The criminals are in charge of our country right now. That's why we have money laundering going to the Ukraine. The criminals are in charge of our country right now. That's why we're funding proxy wars. The criminals are in charge of our country right now. Is why they're persecuting and prosecuting a once sitting president. The criminals are in charge right now. This is why we have lots of people homeschooling their children for obvious reasons. The criminals are in charge right now. That's why we have all these issues with people running into stores stealing things. The crime rate skyrocketing. The criminals are in charge of the country. Whenever criminals are in charge, this is what happens. Okay. Whenever there's a strong conservative in the White House, the policies come down and they benefit the people. This is all biblical, man. You got to have a good leader. All right. In order for the land to prosper. Biden's not a good leader. Come on. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows that Biden's not a good leader. All right. A monkey could see that. All right. Cocaine at the White House. Look at his son. Even Hillary Clinton said that Trump's kids turned out good. You don't believe me?
Look, I respect his children. His children are incredibly able and devoted. And I think that says a lot about Donald. I don't agree with nearly anything else he says or does, but I do respect that. And I think that is something that as a mother and a grandmother is very important to me.
Anytime Hillary Clinton tells you that your kids turned out good, why would your kids turn out good? Who's a good dad? If your kids are doing well, that means you must have had a strong father figure in your life. Make it make sense. Look at Biden's children. Look at his son. He's been a crackhead. Okay, everybody knows that. Look at the laptop. Now we know that for sure that the Hunter Biden laptop was real. We already knew it, but for some reason the liberal never got a chance to figure that out because Twitter suppressed the story. So did the New York Post. New York Times suppressed the stories. Okay, about Hunter Biden's laptop, which was real, thanks to Giuliani, and he left it at a pawn shop. Okay, so the criminals are in charge. What do they do? Criminal things. This is so simple. It's so simple. All we got to do is look at things for what they really are. And then you'll figure out, oh, yeah, they're taking Trump to court because for no reason. All these charges are bogus. And they trumped him up. They got him, they got so many charges against him to make it look bad. That's what this is. Okay, so all the criminal indictments and all the felony charges, they're fake. They're fake. All right. Whenever the media is salivating over, Trump's defeat and taking him into court, and they can't stop reporting on it. Every headline is about Trump's court cases. That's when you know it's fake. Okay, just like the Steele dossier. Remember Russia? That was all fake. They had to come out and read it. The Mueller report revealed that it was fake, Stephen. Okay, so don't tell us that all these trials are legitimate because they're fake. All right.
China issues, Russia invading Ukraine, border issues here in the States, Texas, Florida, California. Violence in the streets of New York, LA, folks committing crimes and they out of jail the same day.
Did he just say New York? Yeah, New York. I just talked about this in one of my other videos, but this was on The View. You can look it up. Mayor Kathy Hochul was just on The View not long ago, literally talking to Joy Behar about the 4 criminals that dismembered 2 people in New York, tried to hide their bodies, okay? There was so much blood in their pipes. The evidence was very, very, very clear. And what they do? They couldn't prosecute them. They couldn't prosecute these people who obviously did this crime. Criminals are in charge. Who lets criminals out of jail? Other criminals, duh. You think that a prosecutor can't be a criminal? You think just because you're a governor, you can't be a criminal? You think just because someone's a president of the United States, they couldn't be a criminal? Some of the most powerful people in the world are criminals, okay? I'm sorry, but Donald Trump is not one of them. As much as the mainstream media wants you to believe that Trump is a raping, lying lunatic, he's not. Has he maybe said some pretty bad things? Yeah, but have you? What is the last time you looked in the mirror at yourself? Okay, none of us are perfect, but I tell you one thing: there's a group of very sinister criminals, okay, trying to run and take over our country right now. And it's so sad that we can't get some of the black liberal American Democrats in our country to open up their eyes, stop the hate in their heart, and come and save our country. Okay? But I think enough of them will wake up and they can actually see it. But you'll have to stop hating people first. We don't hate Joe Biden. Okay? We don't hate Hunter Biden. We don't hate Hillary Clinton. We don't like them very much, but we certainly don't hate them. These people on the left have absolute vitriol and nothing but like crazy hate for Donald Trump. Like they absolutely hate, like they seriously hate him. The Bible tells us not to hate people. It's just like murder. Okay? That's exactly what the Bible says. If you hate your brother, it's just like murder, guys. So we know we're not supposed to be doing that. And they know that, but that doesn't mean that we won't get justice. That's not what that means. So they keep on thinking that, conservatives are so soft and that we are, just going to let everything go and let everything happen. It's not going to work that way. Justice will be served. God will see that justice will be served.
Is it possible that it could be perceived that you're going after Trump using lawfare? Because you can't beat him? Because you know the issues don't favor you? Is that possible? Is that possible? Because, see, that's the argument he's going to make. And why am I bringing something like this up? Well, let's count the way.
Because it's very obvious what they're doing. Stephen A. Smith he's playing a little game with these liberals here. All right. He's trying to trick them into doing something more. Okay. He thinks that they're going to somehow revert and, reverse on their policies and do the right things. So he's saying, basically, we guys, come on. He's saying, we can beat Trump at the ballot box. Just have to do the right thing. Steve, they're not going to do the right things. Okay. There's good and there's evil. All right. The Democrat Party is not going to do the right thing. They haven't done it for 60 years. Okay. They haven't caused any change in any of the cities. They haven't fixed a damn thing. It's actually gotten progressively worse every year. Look at the death toll in Chicago. Chicago alone has more crime than most countries around the world. Okay, I'm looking at my map right here. Okay, Chicago alone. Okay, that's just like 40 people just got shot the other day. What did Lori Lightfoot say when Trump wanted to send in the National Guard, when he wanted to send in troops to help clean up the streets? She said it was racist. Okay, that's what she said. When children are getting shot in the streets, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks about anybody. Their criminals are doing that. Okay, young black teenagers are shooting down children. I wouldn't care what anybody had to say. I would send in the National Guard. I would send in the military to clean up the streets. I wouldn't care what anybody had to say about it. But for the fact that she had to come out and say that it's racist, Okay. And she had to pull out the black card because her city was absolutely torn to pieces and riddled with crime and bullets all over the streets. It's absolutely astonishing that these people still don't get it. But Chicago's waking up. They realize that the Democrat Party has not done anything for them. Ever. Okay? Ever. So Stephen A. Smith needs to just either go hard, say, do the right thing, or shut up. Really.
So basically, we're going to encapsulate Trump's issue this way, ladies and gentlemen. Look at me, Sherry. I'm talking to my peeps here.
I'm going to just stop it right there because, you shouldn't have to talk to people like this in order to get them to listen to you, really. This just goes to show, like, who his audience is. Some people are just not going to get it, man. I hope that we can realize that right now. Some people are not going to make it. They're just not going to make it, man. They're too stubborn, stuck in their ways. They listen to gossip. They listen to what everybody else has to say about even though they can see that it's bad. They can see the damage being done, and they still revert back to their same ways. A dog will return to his vomit. Okay? It's not going to happen for these people, man. They don't want anything good. And when the opportunity is there, they allow sick people to demonize anybody that wants to help them. All right? That's how liberal cities are. All right? Like Maryland, they'll pull you down, the crab in the bucket. They're going to pull you down. If you try to get out the bucket, they're going to pull you down. They hate that Trump left New York. All right? He brought so much money and so much business to New York, but he left because he saw it getting bad. The regulations increased. Everything became really expensive. I'm pretty sure these are the reasons why he left. He could do business somewhere else where they actually appreciate it. And look what they're doing. Trump didn't have to run for president. He used his own money. Okay? He didn't have to come away from his lifestyle. It doesn't make any sense for somebody to do this and put their whole entire life on the line and on hold to fight for a country if you're a criminal. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? None of these charges were ever brought on Trump before he ran for president. That tells you everything you need to know. It's very clear who the criminals are. Okay? Very clear. You can judge them by their fruit. This has been Yup, I Said It. Until next time, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. And it's good to have you. Thank you.